welcome to Burge, getting Burge. I have to put on my little microphone so you can hear me here. Oopsie. So, hello. Are you ready to get Burged? Hi, Daryl. Are you ready for Bubble Talk with Burge? You might ask, what is Bubble Talk? It's certainly not this thing on my head, but it's representing Bubble Talk, which is the subconscious thoughts that keep you from getting what you want. So, hello, Eddie. Hi, Cher. So, Bubble Talk is that little bubble above your head like a cartoon character. And that cartoon character, that's what you're thinking, okay? That's your little bubble above your head. Now, how many of you do affirmations out there? Or you want something, or you have these desires, and you say it, and you intentionalize it, and you visualize it. Hi, Jeannie. And you do all of these things, and yet maybe they don't come to fruition in the time you want or exactly how you want it. Sometimes it could be because your subconscious is not aligned with your conscious thoughts. So that's what Bubble Talk is, and welcome to Bubble Talk with Burge. And are you ready to get Burged? So just got back from Orlando. We just did the Women's Prosperity Network, and everybody emerged with Burge, including me. I had some really great breakthroughs and some vulnerabilities, and definitely got to touch a lot of hearts and pluck a lot of heartstrings. And I'm ready to pluck yours. Are you ready? Let's pluck away. So, essence of being and all the things that we do throughout the year is changing. I'm really getting ready to launch our brand new thing next year, which is the Conscious Leadership Academy. So ask yourself, are you a conscious leader? Are you a courageous leader? And whether you're a leader of one, or a leader of your family, or a leader of your business, or a leader of thousands, sometimes we lose faith, don't we? We lose faith in ourselves, or others, or we lose trust, or we maybe lose purpose, or get confused, lose our direction sometimes. So for me, being a conscious leader is all about being conscious and making those conscious steps toward being present and allowing myself to be vulnerable. There's a whole list of things. And so what we're doing all next year is I'm really wanting to focus on the global movement. So are you a conscious leader? And if you want to be or think you are or want to improve on that and to get more clarity about how to go out in the world and create exactly what you want, join our global movement, because that's what it is. We have to do it together. So join our global movement of conscious leaders, okay? Empowering other people to create a win-win world. And that's really what we're all about here. And so what I do with these Bubble Talk with Burges is I pull a card, and that's what I'm going to do again, our Essence of Being cards. Yay! And these Essence of Being cards are intuition cards, they're oracle cards, they're inspirational cards, things that we talk about in a lot of our programs and workshops, but they're really cool because they're magic, and I pull the perfect one, and you pull the perfect one for you this week, and what we can focus on. So are you ready to get Burged? So thank you for joining us, and like me, like this thing, share it, do all those things that you're supposed to do, and have your friends share this, because this is what is going to be, I'd love for us to focus on this week together as conscious leaders. Hey, Karen. So here we go. Let's pull it and see what we have today, all right? Let's see. Okay. Well, can you read it now? I've got it set up so you can read it unless the glare is so bad. It says, it says, go outside our comfort zone. I miss you already too, Karen. So I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, we had a great weekend this past weekend, and I just got back late last night. So ready to rock and roll today, and for us to focus on go outside of your comfort zone. Are you ready? Are you ready to go outside? Okay. So your beliefs, your habits, your expectations, and attitudes keep you locked in your box. So step out of your comfort zone. Allow yourself to explore and soar. So many of us, we have comfort zones in our money situation, our business, our relationships, And even though it may not be exactly the way we want it, at least it's something that we know, right? So sometimes if you know something, even if it's not what you want, at least it's familiar, right? And sometimes we keep ourselves in our comfort zone, even though we don't really like it. So think about it. How do you drive to work every day, or how do you drive to the grocery store? Do you always go the same way? I encourage us all just to get outside our box. Play outside the box a little bit, because that's where the magic happens, and that's where we let go of control a little bit. That's where the magic does happen. Those people that create things that you never even thought of, because you go outside of the rut. Like I said, you might feel comfortable, but the comfortableness keeps you stuck sometimes, doesn't it? Even though you might want more money, or you might want more relationships, or you might want more whatever, you stay where you are and not take that extra step or do something different because it's the unknown. And boy, would we rather be in our known world, right, sometimes. So that is what is holding a lot of people back, is their comfort zone. So just imagine for a minute that you don't like to wear hats. No, I'm kidding. Just imagine for a minute that you feel like you are a C student. In other words, you're average. You're an average kind of person. You do average kind of things. You're nothing extraordinary. You make average money. You have an average relationship. In other words, you're a C student, kind of average. Okay? And let's say you screw up one day and you make an A on a test. Or let's say you win the lottery. Or in other words, you have this affluent moment. Or something really miraculous happens. And it's totally outside your comfort zone. Did you know that 7 out of 10 people that win the lottery go bankrupt within at least 10 years? And there's a lot of reasons, I'm sure, but the bottom line is their subconscious thought can't keep it aligned with their conscious thought. They're out of their comfort zone and don't have a mechanism in place to understand how to live within that new comfort zone, right? So just imagine if you have something miraculous happen like that, and you're a C student, and you make a fabulous grade. Let's say you make an A. So what do you have to do in order to get back to your comfort zone? What do you have to make on the next test, let's say, to get you back to your average? You have to make an F. You have to fail. So you have to self-sabotage to get yourself back up to that level of comfort. Do you understand? So if you're here and you go here and something happens where it's miraculous and you say, wow, this is really uncomfortable, I'm not used to this. So then you self-sabotage perhaps and go back to the F, which will bring you back up to the average of where you're used to. So that is why a lot of people who win the lottery or have really fabulous things that, quote, happen to them, okay? And then all of a sudden they self-sabotage, or something horrible happens where it brings them back to their comfort level. My suggestion is for us to look at, where are we the most comfortable? Are we comfortable in our sadness? Are we comfortable in our mundane world? Are we comfortable because we don't go outside much, or we don't go to networking, or we don't go to dating sites, or we don't go to something social, or we don't go to whatever it is because we're comfortable sitting in our chair looking at the TV or whatever we're doing, or we're comfortable meditating in our room and not being with people, okay? So just notice yourself this week. What are you comfortable in? Is it serving you? Is your comfort level serving you? Meaning, are you able to get outside of it where that magic happens? In other words, drive a different way to work. Pick up the phone and do something uncomfortable, because the uncomfortable part is where the magic happens. If you are feeling uncomfortable about something, that means you're about to change. That means something can happen. You're not stuck. Have you ever just had this desire and you at your gas and you have resistance to it, or your belief that you can't have it, and that's your brake? So your conscious thought is, I want this, but your subconscious thought is, I don't believe I can have it. So to keep us in our comfort zone, we let go of the gas. We let go of what we want. We settle. Our desires, we know how to let go of that, don't we? So my suggestion would be, instead of letting go of our desire, instead of letting go of what you want, really let go of the resistance, the belief that you can't have it. Or let go of the brake so that you can drive. Because if your brake and your gas are on at the same time, hi Paulette, hi Rainey, then you're spinning your wheels and you get stuck. Okay? So instead of letting go of your desire, instead of letting go of your gas, let go of the brake. That way you can really create what you want in your life. And I include me in that. I'm going outside of my comfort zone. I'm doing something completely new next year in a whole nother way. And it's scary. And I'm being very vulnerable with you. It's scary. It's different. I think it's going to be great. And I'm having to trust and allow, right? I'm having to be able to say, okay, this is something new. So it's outside of my comfort zone. And I've told you this before. The change agent, hi Debbie. The change agent that I am in the world, right? With thousands of people, I've helped support them in shifting and changing things. I mean, when it comes right down to it, when I have to change, it's like, I don't know. So if you have a fear of going outside your comfort zone, you too, Karen? Yeah. If we have a fear about going outside of our comfort zone, it could keep us stuck. And really, the most magical things can happen. Think about it. When do you change the most? When do you create something different and new? Sometimes it's because you have a breakdown that pushes you out. It pushes you like a divorce. It pushes you to change, doesn't it? Or your business goes bankrupt. Pushes you to change. Or wonder if you get an illness and it pushes you to change. Or wonder if you get fired. It pushes you to change. And you go outside your comfort zone. My suggestion is, let's do this intentionally, shall we? And be very mindful and intentional. And knowing that it is outside our comfort zone. Yes, 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 I'm going outside my comfort zone. And so I spoke to hundreds of people this weekend at the Women's Prosperity Network. And that was a familiar thought for a lot of people about it's the fear. It's the fear of going outside of what we don't know. It's the unknown. And you know what? Even though we don't know, and even though we may risk, and even though we may doubt, if we have that commitment, and if our why is big enough, and believe me, my why is big enough, my why and your why I know is big enough, you just maybe haven't found it yet. But my why is we really are building this global movement of conscious leaders creating a win-win world. We have to do that to empower others, to really create peace on earth. I mean, I have to believe it can happen. So I invite us all to join our global movement. Come to our Leadership Academy next year. But whatever you're doing or whatever you're working in or living in or being in, go outside your comfort zone just a little bit and just do it intentionally so that you don't get kicked in the butt to go out and do it and have to change without really wanting to or not knowing how to, or maybe it's a different kind of change than what you really want to do, okay? So my suggestion is look at where you're stuck in your life, whether it's your business, your relationships, your purpose, okay, your livelihood, your family, whatever it is. And just say, you know what, today and this week, I'm going to focus on going outside my comfort zone. I'm going to wear a hat. I'm going to be crazy. If you don't allow yourself to go out there and just be nuts sometimes, then, you know, that could be going out of your comfort zone. Hi, Donna. Hey, there's my friend Donna. I love you, and I will see you on Friday, by the way. So I just want to say thank you all for being Burged today, and I invite us all to go outside our comfort zone and play out there and see and explore and discover what's new for us. And even though you're afraid, and even though you're not sure, and you still take action, that's courage, my friend. That is courage. Hi, Dana. That's absolute courage. And remember, courage comes from the French word le coeur, for heart, French for heart. So have the heart and the courage to step outside your comfort zone. Even though you're afraid, do it anyway. Take action, because you make a difference. And you're important. and you matter. And until I see you again on Friday, I wish you all the best in the world, and you have now been Burge with Bubble Talk with Burge.